Oh, welcome back. On realcopstoriesvideos.com, we have over 390 cop stories. Please look them up. There's gross alerts in there, a bunch of them, which is really gross vice stuff. Oh man, some stuff I can't unforget 40-some years later. Okay, seriously, you look them up, you'll know why. In addition to that, we have over 250 question and answers. Okay, so we're going to mix them up both here because I'm doing all kinds of stuff here. So if you want to ask me a question, I'll answer you directly or we'll do it on video. Okay, so if you want to ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. You think I'd be able to remember this? I have to keep reading it. I'm okay. Okay, so here's a good little cop story, pretty funny. And you Latin people out there will appreciate this, okay? But I'll translate for some of it for the non-Spanish speakers. I'm on about 3 years, okay, and I'm working East LA. It's obviously, in those days, we'd have too many Latin officers. We had like 320 officers in our station. Probably, I'm guessing maybe 90 to 100 patrolmen divided into 3 watches. So that puts about 30 to 40 officers per watch. And in that, I was at night shift, so we had maybe 40 officers, including sergeants. Maybe 1 sergeant spoke Spanish. We probably had maybe 7 or 8 Latin officers, so they teamed us up, salt and pepper team, so to speak. You know, I had a Caucasian partner, and then everybody, because they didn't want to put 2 Latins together because they need a separation so we can field more units with Spanish-speaking officers. Okay, so I'm with a Caucasian officer, just for background. Go to a family dispute. Now, family disputes, and you've seen on television lately, traffic stops are the most dangerous thing you can do. We had an officer, a highway patrolman, was killed on a traffic stop. Never know what you're going to get. You always fear for the worst. Okay, so we had a family dispute. Obviously, it's Latin. Get there, get out of the car, walk up like we're supposed to, carefully, knock on the door, and a lady opens the door, and she's got she got a towel with ice in it to her face. Okay, well, that's a clue. So we are, even though she didn't want to open the door very much to let us in, I'm telling her let us in. She's kind of reluctant. Well, we don't have really. This isn't kumbaya time. This is real stuff time. We don't know whether that lady was the only one assaulted. We know she's been assaulted. We don't know if there's other people in the house that have been assaulted. We don't know. We don't know nothing until we get in there. So we basically just, I'm talking to her and I just shove the door open, okay, and go in there because we got to make sure everybody's okay. How do we? If we say, okay, I'm okay, officer, okay, fine, we leave. Pull a Jeffrey Dahmer. There's a story offshoot here. Cops went to talk about it. Heard a screaming guy to investigate the case. They go to Jeffrey Dahmer's house. He knew the cops. Said, everything's great. Meanwhile, in the back, he's got some kid hogtied. He wound up carving him up. Okay, that came out when they finally got the guy. You can't ignore this. You have an obligation to go in here and find out, make sure that whole house is okay, meaning everybody in there. They're not back on the line. So open the door, she's kind of crying. Little Latin gal, about 4'11", early 40s, holding her face. And there's her husband sitting there on the couch, a little inebriated. And we're looking around, a couple of kids over there, and I'm asking her in Spanish. My partner can't say anything because everybody's speaking Spanish. Is everything okay? Is everything all right? No. She doesn't want to talk. Okay, so we ask anyone who spoke English. Well, the husband spoke a little bit. So my partner puts them like we're supposed to. He separates them. Say how we do this. This is the sequence of events. The husband, my partner, okay, I'm sorry, excuse me, back up. My partner, the suspect, facing my partner, okay. I'm over here, I'm facing them, and the wife is between me and them. So I can watch my partner, he can see me, and we're looking over the heads, this time literally over the heads of these people. But normally, because they were short, but that's not what I meant to say. We can actually see each other to make sure it's okay. We do that on every traffic stop, make sure, because we want to keep eye contact with your partner. You don't want to turn your back on the suspects or your partner, because bad things can happen. I've had partners where we gave visual signals and we got our act together, man. Anyway, man with a gun, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so we're talking. And she's crying and she doesn't want to press charges and blah, blah, blah. And he only hit me once, so how many times you heard that, ladies? Okay, fine. So we changed positions. We talked to her. He's going to go to jail. We already made up. I gave the signal to my partner. He's going to go. But I want to get all the facts first before we say you're under arrest and before we put handcuffs on anybody, because you get the most information that way. You watch television now, halfway through the conversation, you're under arrest. Well, then you lose. You have to advise them of his rights. All this stuff just drops. But they might fight. Whereas the last thing you say is, I have to give you a test. We've done that. Put your hands behind your back. We'll give you a test. And do that. Click cuffs are on. I mean, you eliminate problems that way. Being kind of a little bit, Anyway, so we switched. Now I'm talking to the husband. And somehow we got moved closer together. Like there's only like 3 feet separating from, even though they're not facing each other. So I'm talking to him in Spanish, okay, and I ask him what's going on or what happened. Well, I think she cheated on me. Well, do you know she's cheating on you? I don't know. I think so. Blah, she's out late. Well, does she work? Yeah, she works at the hospital. Well, she's working, but he's paranoid that she's sleeping on him. I don't know what they were doing. I'm just surmising this. This is why he hit her. Okay, I only hit her once. Okay, fine. So here we go. So I said, well, you know, is she take care of her kids? Yeah, but is there anything else you want to say about her before we finish this? You know, and he goes, and I'm speaking in Spanish now, and he goes, yeah. And I can see he's getting. You can see the boiling up a little bit. He goes like this. First he starts like this, then he's like this. You know, you can see it. Body language. I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be ugly. We have to take this guy in. Okay, well, whatever. So I'm 6'4", 230. My partner's 6'5", 260. Okay, so 500 pounds of beef on the hoof. We're gonna be able to take him down, but we want to do it nicely, okay? Because otherwise, back like other stories, you take the husband down, and next thing you know, the wife is screaming, the kids are on the officer's back, and it becomes a complete mess, okay? That's happened before, many times. Okay, so anyway, back to what I'm doing. So I said, anything else you want to say? You know, and he goes, yeah. He goes like this. She's an effing puta, okay? So in Spanish, the effing is also in Spanish, okay? And for you don't know, the effing part's easy. The F word in Spanish, I won't even say what it is, because I'm not here to swear. But puta is whore, okay? So he called her an effing whore. Okay, now, as soon as he got the end of the word puta, okay, to the letter A, she flew out of her socks, man, and went right at him. I mean, nails out, teeth buried. It was so fast. It's like, oh my gosh. And she just turns and jumps on him, and she's calling him an a-hole in Spanish and calling him a gay guy. I mean, all kinds of stuff's coming out of her mouth. And of course, we're like, can you imagine? This happens within like not even a second. It's just like, turn a light switch on, you know, click, and all of a sudden it's there, you know. So of course, we jump them because they're on. She's on him now, and he is just now he's subservient because he knew he said the wrong thing. Okay, so he's back trying to hold her off, and she's going like this with her nails. Of course, you know, my partner happened to be with her, and so he grabs the back of her hair and he just basically literally lifts her off the ground. I mean, she is not touching the ground. He's got a hold of her arm and her back of her shirt, collar shirt. He's holding her up. She's trying to kick not my partner. She's trying to kick her husband. And he's down there, you know, in Spanish, and said, roll over, you know, and I'm yelling at him now, and you know, and of course I'm all over him. He's, you know, I mean, he's like 5'2", I'm 6'4", so when I got on top of him, you couldn't even see him, you know, that's how big I was. So I cuff him, I turn around and make sure my partner's okay, he's cuffing her, you know, and she's still screaming at him, man. I mean, you talk about, it was all nice and demure, oh, he hit me, oh my gosh, I don't want to press charges, to flicking that switch, man, and here comes a devil woman. Oh my gosh, it was hilarious, okay. So my partner has no Spanish, so we got him down, and about that time my supervisor walks up, and he told me later, he's walking up the sidewalk, and the door's open, and he sees all four people in a big, all of a sudden just go in a big pile, and he runs in there, and we don't have radios on our hips like they do now. We have no radios. You get out of your police car, you're on your own. So he told me, he's a really nice guy. He's Hispanic, really great guy. He said, I don't know what to do. He said, for a half second, did I go to the car and ask for help? No, they're okay. He says, screw it, 3-on-2. So he just ran up the door. He didn't know what to do. So anyway, so he gets there by the time we're cuffing him. And he goes, oh my gosh, you know, so get him up. And so we're separating him again. And he goes, what happened? So I told him what I told you. And when I said what he said, the effing P word, I'll call it the P word, he goes, oh, he did? Yeah, he did, man. And they just, what I told you, the switch flicked and fights on, man. Okay, so we go down to the car, and luckily another police car came by, because we try to get, when we hear a call come out and we're available, not on the call, we'll go by and make sure, just because again, we don't have those radios, so once the officers get out and go up to a call, they're on their own, okay? We've had citizens call for officers' help before, believe it, on the phone, because, you know, anyway. So another car pulls up, he waves them over, he said, well, separate, we can't take them in the same car, so take her to the station, you know, okay, fine. So then he has to interview the arrestees, that's part of his job as a supervisor. So he goes over to her, and I'm listening to this, because I'm going to become a supervisor, I want to hear what's going on. They're talking in Spanish. I didn't even have a chance to tell my partner what happened. We got sidetracked on all this altercation. So finally, when he takes him away, I'm with my partner now, because we're going to take the mail. And he goes, what did he say? And I said, well, he told me, he goes, oh, man. I said, yeah, it's like calling a woman the C word. Okay, really? And he goes, man. I said, yeah, I don't. And so all of a sudden she exploded. I said, yeah, wasn't that weird? That's weird. Well, it wasn't weird. It was consistent. But anyway, it was pretty funny. So she's calmed down now. She's crying. We kept a towel with some ice for her and put her in handcuffs in front, because in the back seat, so she could cover her face. Now she just, again, flicked that off switch, and she's back to being demure. That P word set her off. Okay. Everybody has their fuse, right? Some fuse are long, some are short. Apparently hers is that P word. So anyway, So that was it. We took to the station. We had to book them both because she assaulted him, he assaulted her. So I mean, everybody goes to jail. Luckily, the neighbor came over, and before we got there, and usually what happens, or a family friend, they'll take charge of the children, little guys, about 4 or 5 years old, little guys. So, and they were fine with that, and and somebody could take care of the house, and you have to worry about all this. And I mean, it's amazing. Okay, and again, have a little time here. When I moved I worked there 7 years, and then when I moved to a black area, and nothing changes. I'm just trying to, I'm not being racist here. I'm just trying to the ethnic makeup of where you work. First, I work all Latinos 7 years. Then I go work all blacks, and it's kind of funny. They have I didn't know this. I never worked around blacks. They have their trigger names. The N word, obviously, and the C word is big. See you next Tuesday for the women. That's big in the black. Not much in the Spanish because they have their own Spanish words to belittle their women. Okay, so they're doing it in a different language. But but it's all boils down to the same thing. Couples are fighting, women get hit, guys get assaulted. We had guys when I worked South LA that I didn't get the call. Otherwise, I'd be telling you the story. We respond. Here's a guy in an ambulance, and we ask what happened. The officers that were there. And he was asleep, and his girlfriend thought he was cheating, so she went into the kitchen. I can't tell you the story because I just heard it secondhand, and put a quart of we apparently we have security problems here. Had a quart of oil, like Wesson oil, heated it up in a pan, threw back the sheets while he's naked, and threw it on his crotch area. Okay, now I can't tell you the story exactly because I don't know the details. So I only tell my stories that I'm 98%, 90% involved in, and 1% I heard. This is just a quick thing. I'm going, oh my gosh, and the guy's screaming, and they're trying to pound him with shots, and I'm looking at him going, oh, we all look at each other, oh my gosh, And of course she's screaming, they got her handcuffed, she's, and obviously that relationship didn't last very long. But anyway, so that's what happens in different areas. So, but I want to tell you that story about the P word, and it's pretty good, and it's interesting. I think back now, and it's pretty comical the way she went off, and the poor guy, he was aggressive when he hit her, and now she's on him, and he's trying to be, he's basically, like almost in a fetal position because he knows he messed up, okay? And we all know, married, you say the wrong word to someone, your spouse, and you think, I wish that had come out of my mouth, I can't get it back, okay? So anyways, hope you enjoyed that story. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.